Okay, everybody, it's me. Final episode of Stray Dogs. Um, I want to make this one simple thing. I believe this is just my opinion. Take it or leave it. Season 4 was focused on Aosuchi. Suchi. That's how to say that name. On him. On him trying to get people to help them rescue the detective agency, prove their innocence, and he was doing a lot of things in season 4. This season focused on Daizai. That's what it did. Now you might think, oh wait, he didn't have that many scenes. That's true, but now let's take a look at what exactly did Aosuchi do in this season. Did a lot of losing, for one. A lot of losing to enemies. So you have that. And you wonder, what did he accomplish? He didn't accomplish anything. Now let's get into the episode specifically. This one was called Twilight. Twilight Goodbye. That's what this one was called. Twilight Goodbye. Now, last week we thought, yeah, Daizai's dead. No, he's not. I was like, what? He's alive? What? So let's talk about that first, because that's far more interesting than what's going on at the airport. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Listen. Certain characters in the show rub me the wrong way, and I gotta get the rub. They gotta get the rub. Speaking of that woman from the Hunting Dogs, what's her name? Let me just go get. I'm not talking on this woman's back, but frankly, she's annoying. Teriko Akora. Let's make believe she does not exist in the show anymore. Past this season. Because I don't want to see her anymore. She's very annoying. Very annoying. Very nonsensical. She doesn't bring anything to the plot. She doesn't. In my opinion. She does not bring anything. All she is she says, I can't think. Like, listen, if you want to, get your jollies off having whatever sex with some guy, go to the street corner. Like, yeah. Because that's all she cared about. And, but let's start with Daizai. And this ridiculous thing that he pulled off. So, spoilers, he's alive. What? So, apparently, Chuya was never a vampire. No, he never was. He never was a vampire. Now it seems that when we do get to see the events of the at the prison, Fyodor comes out. He Nikolai conjures him about winning and everything. Gives him the antidote, and he doesn't want to take it yet. He wants to take it in the plane, and he asks one of the vampires to help him pilot the plane. Then he gets stabbed by one of the vampires. What? And then, out of the doorway is Daizai. I was like, what? Chuya was never a vampire. So therefore, what ended on happening is the bullet never penetrated Daizai's head. Chuya used his gravity, his gift as gravity, to the bullet. Shrink, just like the impact. It never broke his skin, never did anything. What Daizai did, I don't want to call it Aizen level, but it's pretty damn close. He completely fooled, tricked, and manipulated Fyodor to the point where it was like, yeah, dude, you got punked. lands on happening is he dies because they pilot the helicopter they were in with the vampire, and he just crashed into the hospital and just falls and he dies. I was like, yo, damn, so good. And then we got Nikolai. He's holding Fyodor's arm. We're gonna talk about that first. Listen, this show is good, but my problem with it was that they didn't clue you in on what's going on. They don't. Fukuchi's plan, you don't know what it is. Until when? Last episode. Is that necessary? Like, really, it irked me. Majority of the episode, what exactly happens at the airport is this. Tagawa is about to in Aosuchi's neck. And what ends up happening is the little girl who just happens to be the same little girl that Kunikata saved, Aya, she decides to jump off the building. And she hits the table that she dropped. The sword gets pulled. Now, surprisingly enough, this is not what causes everything to things to get better. Because as we saw from last week, Fukuchi used Order 1, and everyone can attack. What ends up happening is Kawa, his friend, the president, he gets up and he reaches for the right moment to attack Fukuchi and grab his time-space sword. By doing this and doing a few other moves on him, he's able to grab Order 1 and tell them to cease and stop the attack. And that is what changes the whole everything. Now, by doing that, this is juxtapose what's going on at the prison, and this is what causes the vampires to attack Fyodor. Now, this is GG, basically. Now, during this, we also see Aosuchi, and he wakes up, and he sees Rampo. They also must also mention that Rampo was also a focus in this season, to an extent. Now, the rest is basically Flashback City. We get flashbacks of Fukuchi and Kawa. The cat's out of the bag. The reason Fukuchi did what he did was to end wars. The reason for this, 36 years later, there is a world war that kills, I think it was 210 million people. And he was trying to prevent this from happening by becoming the commander of everyone. Because as we all know, Order 1 allows you to command all the armies of the world. But that logic does make sense because the fact of the matter is, if you're doing that, then you're yourself as a dictator, kind of thing. As Fukugawa explains to him. Kawa explains to him. Now, they got the memory trip lane, that whole business. This all culminates with them going back to the real world, and Fukuchi wants him, Fukugawa, the president, to kill him. He doesn't do that. Here comes whiny little bitch, redhead, so-and-so. Listen, I'm sorry, I don't like her. I think she's a bitch. And I hope this is the last season we see her. And if someone in the comments says, oh, she's going to come back, then she's got to brush up her attitude. She needs to, So she comes in, calls him a coward, and stabs Fukuchi in the back. And says to the president, oh, you're the one who did this. And now here comes Aosuchi, and she's yelling at him. Saying, no way. What are you, 2? What the hell? Get off. Of course, Asuchi walks away. Like, I'm sorry, she's the most annoyingest character in the show. Deal with it. And we find out he's dead. He's Fukuchi, and it's a very sad moment. And the president screams, and Rampo's behind him. And we already knew this, but yeah, Fukuchi was the one who met the president and Rampo at the birth of the detective agency. So he's really sad by this. He grabs the Order 1. He's about to say something. He's like, oh! He's about to destroy it. He doesn't destroy it, though. Then after that, we get these scenes of every character who did squat. Like nothing. They didn't do anything. They just sat around staring. We all see Osuchi again when Queen Ikeda wakes up and everybody else and blah, blah, blah. After all this settles and we get an understanding, we get a timestamp 2 hours later, which I'm like, okay. We have Asuchi fighting someone with the time-space sword, and he's about to be shot down, and here comes Akurogawa, and they're about to fight him. And then it says, to be continued. Now, to compile my frustration even further, I just found out something. The manga does not have enough source material for them to continue this into season 6. So that means we're going to have to wait. Just makes things a little bit more unnerving. Overall, I will say this. Daizai was a G. This guy was like, damn. He's spilling some big time Aizen craziness in this shit. And I loved every minute of it. But you see, outside from that, I mean, you don't want to, I don't want to go on Mal and just determine what people are saying rating wise. I mean, it got an 8.75. Right? That's. I also agree. I would give it an 8 as the season's concerned. This episode gets a 9 out of 10 because of Daizai. Because I'm bearing bones here. Daizai was the most interesting plot point in the whole series, in my opinion. Him and I would say Rampo. But Asuchi is like, he did squat in the final episode. Squat. And that girl there didn't make things any better. And I'm like, get the hell out of here. Guy's dead. So her relevance in the story should be ceased and not shown anymore. Now, as far as that 2-hour thing is concerned, I have my theories. It might be the president. Possibly. Who knows? But anyway, they're fighting them, and we're not going to get another season until. But yeah, series 8 out of 10. The episode 9 out of 10. Like I said, Daizai is a freaking G. But I want to know you guys' opinions. Because do you agree with my sentiment that this season was about Daizai and season 4 was about Asuchi? I think it is. I think it has merit. Now, as far as no more reviews of this show, we'll see. Supposedly, it's not going to come out for years. It's not good. So, we'll see. But anyway, that's it for this season. So what we got left is Bleach and Kaizen. As far as the fall is concerned, I'll have to do 2 episode reviews on Thursdays. Because Kaizen comes out Thursday and Magus Bride comes out Thursday. But that's all I got for you guys. Go on in the comments. Tell me what you think about this. This is Bungo 922 to end war. Yeah. It's a pretty tough, rough sentiment. See you guys. Peace.